And before that, all the day's action in Match of the Day.
And it's all been confirmed for this matchup here, as Chelsea will be at home as they'll be playing here over against Manchester United, the league leaders, here live on Match of the Day this evening. Hello everybody and welcome here for BBC Match of the Day, and I am Gary Lineker and I'm here to broadcast you this major matchup here first, as we do have Chelsea versus Manchester United. And Alan, we know that United are a top team. They are the team who are currently favourites now to win the Premier League title. But do you think Chelsea will give them a very tough game here away from home in Chelsea at Stamford Bridge for this evening? A very big game here this evening for Manchester United. To come here away from home and play Chelsea will be a very tough game to play. Even though United, of course, are now very close now to try and get that automatic champions crowned by the end of the season. By a couple games, if they can win those sort of matches from now until the next 3 or 4 games, then they've definitely won the league. But as for them now, United, all they've got to do is be themselves, as they have done all season. But Chelsea, however, have got a lot of a chance here also to try and get a result here in this game, because they're the home team. They're also a team that are challenging now to try and get into that top 5, to qualify for the UEFA Champions League for next season. And that's very important for Chelsea to be in those mix, of course, from now until the end of the season. There's a lot to play for during this game. So we know that it's going to be very important for both sides to try and do something in this matchup to get the win. But Chelsea, especially the home team, will definitely want to give Man United a real game here for tonight, because there's a lot for them to really take as well for Champions League football, also for their potential for next season. Like United, of course, got a lot of focus point as well to try and aim on winning the Premier League title. So it'll be right down the middle of this matchup here between Chelsea and Man United, and we'll find out by the end of the game if who will come out as a real winner in this matchup between these two big sides. Okay, thank you very much there, Alan. And now we move on to the game here at Stamford Bridge here for this evening, as Chelsea are really fighting now to try and clinch themselves in that Champions League places for next season. But they take on a team who also are closer now to win the Premier League title, Manchester United. And let's get to that game between the two sides here for this evening. And we are finally here for the matchup for Chelsea and Manchester United are going to be up for grabs here in this game. Lot to fight for between Chelsea and Man United, as we've got it here stored for us here right now between these two amazing sides. Chelsea, however, we know that for them, they are also a real top team in terms of really chasing now towards a chance on being in that top 4 position. They're currently sitting outside of the Champions League places in 8th place, only now a couple points off from the top 5 in those Champions League positions. But as for Man United, however, they are currently top of the Premier League, and they are really hunting to win the Premier League title for this season. So that means that the official, let's say, lineup here for Chelsea in this game, as Courtois will be the goalkeeper in the team for Chelsea. In defence, we've got Tomori, Desai, Reece James and Ben Chilwell. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Enzo Fernandez, Sterling, Mason Mount, Lukaku, and also Tammy Abraham. Okay, now we move on now to United's lineup here, and let's see how United really play this game here for this team, for Man United. We do have up front, is Keylor Navas will be the goalkeeper for Man United. We do have here Slur. And also as well, we've got also Dalot, Shaw and Kessie, with Casemiro, Rashford, Garnacho, and up front Cristiano Ronaldo up front for Manchester United also in this game. So there's a lot to play for here between Man U and Chelsea. And we'll see what happens if it comes down to maybe a chance for Chelsea to get the result. Because Chelsea are currently away from the top 5. And they are in 8th position. A chance on them maybe qualify for a Conference League place for next season if it stays like that. Unless if Newcastle end up winning the Conference League. And that will mean that Chelsea might get the Europa League instead. But we'll see how it all comes down to from now until the end of the season. Now Ronaldo, the ball here. He did so well against Brentford way back from the weekend. He scored 4 goals past Brentford in that matchup at the G-Tech Stadium. And that was a real brilliant game, I've got to say, for Man United to actually win the game heavily away from home by 5-0. And now Bruno Fernandes had a massive chance right there to almost score against Courtois, the goalkeeper. So a corner's been given here for Manchester United in the matchup. So Man United will take it here. And let's see how Bruno Fernandes will take this corner here against Man U here. So here's Fernandes. Pass short here now to Rashford. And now Rashford. Now Kessie. Shoots. Save. And that's a corner here now for Manchester United in the match. Good chance though, I've got to say, for Man U to create some magic here. But United got themselves a corner in this matchup here against Chelsea. So it looks like here that Bruno Fernandes will take the corner, by the way. And let's see what he can do with it here against the defenders here of Man United. Now, pass the ball short here to Rashford. And now Rashford. Pass there now to Fernandes. Shoots! Oh, close. Pretty close. That was a massive chance there for him to shoot by, but saved sneakily there slightly there from Courtois. So let's see what happens from here now. We've got Bruno Fernandes will take, let's say, the corner in this match. So here's a chance here now for Fernandes. Pass ball short here to Kessie. Now Garnacho. And now here's Kessie. Rashford. Shoots. Save right there for the goalkeeper. And Chelsea carry on the play. Here's Sterling. Great counter-attack here now for Chelsea. Now Tammy Abraham. Now Marquinhos. Now Garnacho. Now Tomori. And now here's a chance here from Casemiro. And now Garnacho. And now Garnacho running through here. He's 1v1. Save right there for the goalkeeper. And now Ruben Loftus-Cheek here now to Enzo Fernandez. And now here's to Fernandes here now to Casemiro. And now here's Rashford. And he's on the attack here for Man United here now. It's Bruno Fernandes. Has a shot. Save right there from Courtois. And now we've got ourselves a corner here. Pass there now to Rashford. Into the box here. Header. And that's gone all the way there. Looks like goal kick here now for Chelsea here. Now Courtois. Header there from Lukaku. And now here's to Mason Mount. Abraham. Now Mount. Good defending there from Manchester United. And we see what happens from here now. Cross into the box here. Header away. Loftus-Cheek. Gone all the way there to the goalkeeper. And now boots the ball now away. And now here's to Fernandes now. Now to Ronaldo. Nice pass there to Garnacho. Cross in the box, a header, goal! It is met right there to Marcus Rashford. And it's 1-0 to United. What a brilliant header right there from Marcus Rashford. And United take the lead here at Stamford Bridge, the league leaders of the Premier League. And that win right there might give them a little bit of positive maybe in terms of them to encourage themselves definitely to massive gap lead at the top of the table on themselves, lurking for that Premier League Championship title at the end of the season. What a goal, what a header. And we do have, let's say, 8 games left the season to go, by the way, of the Premier League. As that header right there from Marcus Rashford was a good header. And if they can get at least now 3 wins, they've definitely won the league. And now pass to Ronaldo now. Ronaldo on the attack here for Manchester United. Now is Enzo Fernandez. Here's a chance here now to, looks like for Abraham. Lukaku. Lukaku on the attack here now for Chelsea and hit the post. Chance there for a goal there. Definitely so there for Chelsea to score by. But that is going to be that for half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea trying to sneak back in the match. But United do take that 1-goal lead here in the first half of the game. As Marcus Rashford has scored in this matchup. As it ends here, Chelsea 0, United 1 at half-time. We're back here for the match-up for the second half between United and Chelsea. As here we go. As looks like here United have done so well to be in the lead here in the first half. And let's see if they can really hold out this 1-0 lead. And Chelsea are through. Tammy Abraham. Nice chance. Shot. Block. Now Kessie. And now Garnacho. Now to Ronaldo. Now to Fernandes. And now Fernandes now pushing through here for Manchester United. And now here's to Enzo Fernandez. Now Lukaku. And now Marquinhos. Now to Chilwell. And then Desai. Now Chilwell. And now Loftus-Cheek. Pass there to Sterling. Now Loftus-Cheek. Now Lukaku. Marquinhos. And now is Bruno Fernandes. Not long left of the game to go, by the way. Ronaldo. Ronaldo's through. Could make it 2, but save right there from Courtois. Brilliant save there from Courtois in the matchup. We've got ourselves here, it looks like a corner. Easy right there, handling right there for the goalkeeper Courtois in this match. And now he boots the ball. Now all the way there to Mason Mount. And now here's Lukaku. Now Lukaku. Lukaku right now pushing through here for Chelsea. Lukaku goes for a shot and there's a goal there for Lukaku. And Chelsea are level in this match. And it's 1-1. And it's 1 apiece in this game so far between the Chelsea and also the United. Really hitting through, obviously, past the goalkeeper Navas. And now it's 1-1. Now here's Garnacho. And now Garnacho running through. Hopefully 2-1 for United. Save. Now Lukaku. And now here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And now here's to Mason Mount. Now here's Casemiro. Lukaku. Lukaku has a shot. Good block there. Could have made it 2-1 nearly though. Here's Luke Shaw. Fernandes. Ronaldo. Now here's Enzo Fernandez. And now Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And now Loftus-Cheek now pushing through here for Chelsea. Hopefully a goal for Chelsea. Good save there from Navas. Corner here for Chelsea this match. Substitution. Looks like Cole Palmer comes on. And coming off the field we have his Cole Palmer coming on the field. And also Garnacho and also Telles replace each other in this match. Substitution for both teams this game. Cross into the box. Header away there from Man United. And now here's to Alex Telles now on the attack here for Man United now. Tomori. Now Tomori now through. Pass options perhaps there now to Mason Mount. Not long left the game to go by the way. Here's Mount. Cut in play. Could be a chance here. Oh, it's a foul. Marquinhos right there has got a foul there. And the referee pointed for the spot for a penalty. And Marquinhos has been booked a yellow card. Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card for Marquinhos. And Chelsea might get themselves that late win in this game. The Chelsea fans are celebrating and cheering on this matchup. As Chelsea have got a penalty and Lukaku's taken it. And Lukaku will take it for Chelsea. And he saves it there, Navas. What a save right there from Keylor Navas to stop him from actually scoring against him in this match. Now header now. All the way there to Navas. And it is all over for full time. And it is 1 apiece between Chelsea and Manchester United. as Chelsea had a chance to score that penalty, but save denied by Keylor Navas in the game. But the full-time whistle blew here at full-time between the Blues of Chelsea and United here at Stamford Bridge this evening, as it ends Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1 at full-time in the match. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. Both teams have shared a point here at Stamford Bridge. Alan, massive point here between Chelsea and Man United here. A goal from Rashford in the first half, and in the second half, Christopher Nkunku scored for Chelsea to make it 1-1. And how important this result was for Chelsea and also for Man United in this game here, because it felt like a win for United more comparison to Chelsea due to the fact that they're 10 points clear now from Man City. Chelsea, on the other hand, are now 4 points or 5 points off from the UEFA Champions League places. So it is feel like United have really got it over the bag still comparison to Chelsea, despite them drawing here away from home. I've got to say, massive point for United, even though they could have not won the game here this evening. But this was a massive point though for United to be one step closer to be Premier League champions by the end of the season. So I've got to say that Chelsea did make it hard for United, as you expect them to be, because Chelsea are a team that are one of the biggest teams in the Premier League, and they're at home at Stamford Bridge, and fans have paid their tickets, of course, for this midweek game to try and to see Chelsea put a performance in this game, and they've done that very good. They've done in terms of the result here. You know, for them to get a point here over the league leaders is massive for Chelsea. But the disappointment for Chelsea, they could not get the win over the line here to be very closer now in that top 5 race to try and qualify for the UEFA Champions League. So that's a big downfall for Chelsea, but at the same time, they've got a point, a good point, and they've got now at least 8 games left of the season to go if they've got any chances on trying to be in that top 5 to qualify for the Champions League for next season. So they've still got a long way to go, Chelsea, from now until the end of the season to convince teams and fans as well for Chelsea they can be the ones to be in that position if they can end up getting some back-to-back wins from now until the next 8 games remaining left of the season to be in those European places. And now we move on now to the games across the Premier League here on midweek football for other games across the Premiership. And let's get to them right now, starting here between Leicester City as they'll play Norwich. And the unbelievable goal here for Leicester in the matchup. And what a goal there from Kieran Dewsbury-Hall to put the ball right in that top corner. And now Leicester City are 1 goal up to the good here at the King Power Stadium. As what a brilliant hit for Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. And Leicester City are 1 goal in front in the matchup. And then after that, another goal was scored. But Norwich City got a goal back in the matchup, as Josh Sargent made it 1-1 here between Norwich and Leicester. And maybe Norwich might get something out of this game here at the King Power Stadium after a very terrible season so far back in the Premier League this season. But unfortunately Norwich did not hold on at all at the end of the game, as a massive goal right there in the matchup for Jamie Vardy to win Leicester the game here at the King Power Stadium, as it ends Leicester City 2, Norwich City 1 at full time. And that was not very good here for Wolves in the matchup, as unfortunately Wang Hee-Chang was taken out by James Tavernier in the 14th minute of the matchup, as the captain James Tavernier has been sent off and suspended in the next game. But then Wolves got that last minute winner in the matchup at the end of the game, and what a goal right there from Wang Hee-Chang to get the winner right here for Wolverhampton Wanderers to make it 1-0 in the matchup, as Rangers tried to get something in the match, a draw at least, but unfortunately 10 men wasn't enough for them, as Wolves won the game by 1-0. And a great start for Leeds United in the matchup as Somerville counter-attack 1v1 to the goalkeeper right there of Palace right there, Dean Henderson, as he was 1v1, took it all upon himself, and Leeds got themselves the first goal in the matchup as it's now 1-0 at Ellen Road for Leeds. And then Leeds carried on and scored another goal in the first half to build the momentum in the match as a great counter-attack. Patrick Bamford got himself a goal right in the bottom corner, and unfortunately the goalkeeper could not save from Patrick Bamford's shot as it ends here. Leeds United 2, Crystal Palace 0 at full time here at Ellen Road. And unfortunately right here, Celtic have gave away a goal here against Arsenal. As a great goal there from Man Utd, the Japanese midfielder, to get the goal past the goalkeeper of David Raya. And now Celtic are 1 goal up to the good. And what a brilliant start right here for Celtic in the game at the Emirates Stadium. And then a goal back here for Arsenal in the matchup, as a real great counter-attack here from Bukayo Saka to run through Celtic's defenders here and took it all upon himself and scored past Joe Hart, as now Arsenal are level here against Celtic. 1-1 here as it stands at the Emirates Stadium. And then another goal scored in the matchup here for, looks like, Celtic again here, as Morgan Gibbs-White, great pass there from Nakambe, and had a shot blocked, went to Chris Wood, header right in the back of the net, right in the top corner, and now Celtic take the lead here to make it 2-1 here at the Emirates Stadium. And what a brilliant hit right there for Chris Wood, massive header on his head, the New Zealander, and now that is 2-1 to Celtic to put Celtic back in front. And a great block for the defender went right into the head of Chris Wood to score another goal here. But however, Arsenal scored themselves another goal to make it 2-2 as Gabriel Jesus makes it 2-2 at the Emirates Stadium. As what a hit right there, saved the goalkeeper, and it went right to the feet right there to Jesus. And now it is 2-2 in the game here at the Emirates. Very tight though the game. But unfortunately, Arsenal gave away another silly goal from a set-piece corner, and Chris Wood scores another goal here for Celtic, as Celtic are now 3-2 up here in front here. And what a brilliant game so far in the first half to have at least now 5 goals scored between these two teams. And then Arsenal scored to make it 3-3 in the matchup. Chris Wood scored, and then straight before half-time, Saka scores another goal. His second goal in the matchup, as Arsenal now are 3-3. A 6-goal thriller in the first half between the Gunners and also for Celtic in the game. As unfortunately right there, Joe Hart could not reach that and is now 3-3 in the match. And now Arsenal scored another goal here to make it 4-3 as Jesus right there hits it again just before half-time to score his second goal in the matchup. A great little touch, little control right there from Jesus as he smashed that ball right past the goalkeeper of Joe Hart. And now it's 4-3 to the Gunners. There's a nice counter-attack here in the matchup for Celtic as a familiar face to Arsenal. Used to play for the Gunners before Celtic. Samuel Lokonga scored against his former club to make it 4-4 in the matchup here for tonight. And that's brilliant here for Celtic. But however, Celtic got themselves another goal. McGregor cross the ball into the box, right into the header right there to Chris Wood to make it 5-4. And what a brilliant header right there for Chris Wood. And that's a good goal right there from him. But the match ended here at full time as a 5-5 game here at the Emirates Stadium. A very tight one to call, but Celtic gave it their all against Arsenal and got a massive vital point in that relegation fight for survival as it ends Arsenal 5, Celtic 5 at full time. And a brilliant start here for Brentford in the matchup to make it 1-0 in the game as Kasper Dolberg scored the first goal here against Brighton, as now Brentford now take the lead here against Brighton by 1-0 at the G-Tech Stadium. And then another goal was scored in the matchup here again, as it seems like Brighton Hove Albion got themselves back in the matchup to make it 1-1. A nice counter-attack here for Brighton. That's a great opener goal right there from Dominic Solanke to make it 1-1 in the game here, as the Seagulls are now level, and what a brilliant hit for him in the game. And then Brentford, unfortunately, gave away another goal to make it 2-1 in the matchup. Solanke again scores another goal past the goalkeeper right there of Flacken, as the Seagulls, from 1-0 down now to 2-1, is absolutely brilliant there for Brighton, and they take the lead here away from home against Brentford. But however, for Brentford, they've got themselves a penalty in the second half to score to make it 2-2. Ivan Toney placed that ball right in the bottom corner, and now Brentford and Brighton are level here at the GTEC Stadium, 2-2 in the game. But then, however, a foul was given right here from one of the Brighton players in the 90th minute of the game, as the captain for Brighton took out Whistler out, and then Ivan Toney won the penalty to win Brentford the game. And unfortunately, Brighton could not get a point out of this matchup, as Ivan Toney smashed that ball right in that top corner, and Robert Sanchez could not save that one, as that was massively hit right in that top corner dramatically, as Brentford take the 3 points here at home at the GTEC Stadium. And a real bad start for Man City in the game here within the first couple minutes of the matchup, as Ollie Watkins scored the first opener for Aston Villa, and now the Villains are now 1-0 up in the game. And what an epic run right there from Ollie Watkins, as Ederson could not save that one, as now it's 1-0 in the matchup for Aston Villa. And then Villa scored another goal in the matchup to make it 2-0. Great counter-attack here, all the way there to Ollie Watkins, right in that bottom corner right there for Aston Villa. And now it is 2-0 to the Villains in this matchup. What a perfect hit right there, right in that top corner. And Villa are now 2-0 up to the good here in the match. And then another goal in the matchup here to make it 3-0 in the matchup, as Diaby, great pass there from Ollie Watkins, really pushed through. A sliding tackle right there was recklessly done, and looks like he might be in big trouble here, the Man City's player of Chuese, to be sent off for Man City, as City are going bad to worse here. The team are really challenging, of course, United for the Premier League title, are now down to 10 men in the match, and Pep Guardiola isn't happy about that one. And then in the second half, Aston Villa scored a third goal away from home. Another brilliant goal for Aston Villa. A nice little turn right there for Villa to really pull the ball right past the goalkeeper Zulio to score past the goalkeeper Ederson. And now City are 3-0 up to the good. And then another goal scored in the matchup for Aston Villa in the 90th minute of the game to make it 4-0. And what a brilliant 4 goals scored for Aston Villa in the matchup, as it ends here at the Etihad Stadium as Man City 0, Aston Villa 4 at full time here at the Etihad Stadium for this evening. And a brilliant start here for Everton in the matchup, as Alex Iwobi scored against Newcastle in the second half to put the Toffees in front in the matchup. A brilliant counter-attack here for Everton to really beat past Nick Pope. And the post really helped Iwobi to make sure the ball do go over the line as Everton take the lead against Newcastle. But Newcastle got themselves level in the 77th minute of the matchup, as an unbelievable header right there from Alan Saint-Maximin to score the goal back in the match to make it 1-1, as Alan Saint-Maximin makes it 1-1 in the game here for this evening. And then Newcastle United got themselves another goal in the matchup to make it 2-1 in the game. What an epic run I've got to say for Newcastle to get themselves in the lead, as Jacob Murphy scored that last minute winner in the matchup for Newcastle to collect all 3 points against Everton, as it ends here Newcastle United 2, Everton 1 at full time in the match. A brilliant start here for Spurs in the game here. Harry Kane scored in the second half. Absolute brilliant hit right in that top corner in the match, as Tottenham Hotspur are now 1-0 up to the good here past Areola. What a shot against Areola right there. He could not stop Harry Kane's shot as it went into the back of the net, and it's now 1-0 to Spurs. And then Spurs carried on. A nice run here from Fekir to score another goal in the matchup to make Spurs win the game, as it ends here at full time as West Ham United 0, Spurs 2 at the end of the matchup here this evening. And a nice perfect run right here. Nice little turn there from Dominik Sabitzer to score the first goal here for Liverpool to make it 1-0 in the matchup. Nice little turn. A little bit of a robo right there past the defender of Robinson as he hits it past the keeper Fodringham. And now it is 1-0 to Liverpool in the match. And the goalkeeper for Sheffield United came out of his goal for this corner in the matchup, as Sheffield United had a chance to try and make it 1-1 in the last minute of the game. But Alisson's great save right there went all the way to Luis Diaz as he ran all the way past the Sheffield United defenders. And Luis Diaz just put the ball into the back of the net without the goalkeeper in the goal, as it ends here at full time as Liverpool won the matchup by 2-0 here at Anfield here for tonight. The official results of the Premier League for matchday 31. Chelsea 1, Man United 1, Leicester City 2, Norwich City 1, Rangers 0, Wolves 1, Leeds United 2, Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 5, Celtic 5, Brentford 3, Brighton 2, Man City 0, Aston Villa 4, Newcastle 2, Everton 1, West Ham United 0, Spurs 2, and Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 0. So that means the table looks like this, as Man United are currently 10 points clear from Man City, while Everton are currently dropping down to 7th in the league, as Liverpool, Spurs and now Villa are in that top 5 qualification of the UEFA Champions League, while Leicester now have climbed into the top half of the table after 2 consecutive back-to-back wins in the Premiership. But now in the bottom end of the table we do have West Ham United are currently 11th, while Brentford now climbed up to 12th. Well, it looks like Brighton Hove Albion, a brilliant start to the season for Brighton, as they're around the top 4 at the start of this season, have now dropped down to 14th in the Premier League, while Leeds United are only 2 points behind from Brighton in 15th place, while Wolves are now currently 9 points clear from safety in 16th place, while it looks like Sheffield United and Rangers are now fighting in that relegation fight against each other. So that will mean that for next week's football will be live on Match of the Day, as Manchester United, the league leaders, will be at home at Old Trafford as they take on against Liverpool live for next weekend. And that's all we have time for here right now for Match of the Day here right now. For myself here today, Gareth Lineker. Have a very good night, everyone.